Hi, I'm Lucy Lawless from the Xena... no, wrong accent.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, I'm Lucy...
All right, here we go. We'll get about 30.
Hi, I'm Renee O'Connor from Xena Warrior Princess, and you're watching this. You're not watching the.
Hello, welcome to New Zealand for the hottest interview you could ever get. We're here on the set in High Gucci, ready to burn it down, so stand by.
This is amazing, isn't it?
Is that how I sound? Oh my God, I sound like a chipmunk.
Okay, when heads are on, guys.
All right, what's next?
And here we go, coming in.
Cut 1, D31, take 1, first mark for L camera. There we go. Okay. Tell slate 3. Yeah.
Fireballs. You're going to burn Higuchi to the ground. You've got to release the water from the tower. Gabrielle, what would you do? The street's too crowded, go. But what? I saw these acrobats. They used... Show me, Gabrielle.
This has been the most challenging episode for me of the season because obviously it's the last ones. Everyone's just going to such lengths to make it perfect. We're trying to make it look like a feature film, and it's quite difficult in our TV world. For me personally, it's a mission just to tell the story as perfectly as possible.
We've put more into this episode than we thought we could possibly give. We've got hundreds and hundreds of extras, just incredible costuming. The sets are really astounding. It's been just epic and really shot on a feature film basis.
Thanks for your efforts. Okay, when heads are on, guys.
I know at one point, Rob Tappert, who's my husband and the series creator and the director of these 2 episodes, struck a whole batter of people saying, no, you can't do that.
More. Okay. And twice the amount. Here's what I need.
You need just foreground crosses.
And he had a minor meltdown and he was heard to yell, these people are trying to turn my feature film into a television show. But as much as possible, you know, we're trying to shoot this like a feature film. And yeah, I think we should win an Oscar for this one.
She's identifying all the different specific sounds that are out in the fog there and locating each one before she goes into attack mode.
Okay, so,
You're really handsome.
I know.
What did you say?
Red. Yeah. That one. Yeah, we need
What
one.
was that piece of direction? Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so how many seconds?
It's our most ambitious episode to date in terms of the amount of special effects, the amount of costuming, propage, set building. Just the scale is far beyond that which is normally associated with a TV show. So this is a head to toe and a cowboy.
But all on roll, right? They just...
And then we'll get down to the end. I'm gonna set again a second time with a set of booms in it. Boom, boom, boom. I'll call the booms. And then so we're gonna be doing this for 20 minutes on about 6 different lenses, then pop in tight, and then I'm gonna come in from your ear. Uh-oh, where's your ear? Nessie!
Oh, where's my ears? Oh, I forgot to put my ears on today. I never had any idea of how big Xena would become. I thought it would be a success because I was totally naive. I just thought that all American shows succeeded. But only now am I starting to realize how it seems to have entered the spirit of the times and a bit of pop culture and pop culture. It's true. But and that's all right by me because it's a good, fun legacy, and I just feel really honoured to have been the lucky person who got the job because it really came to me by accident when somebody else got sick. Xena listening. Well, I call it you.
Nessie, I got a cheat coming up, and maybe it doesn't make any difference.
He needs the listening beat. I'm really pleased that we actually have managed to do some things that have never been seen before on television.
She's got a thing about you. She never wants
Only
to be
because mine stick out. That's all.
Okay.
I meant it all, mate.
I feel very lucky to have had them make me a star, you know, or to make me feel like a star because, you know, who would you be? Who would you be if they weren't making you look so darn good?
You know what? We'll cheat it specific.
kind of
It's not
weird.
this shot.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I wanted to direct this last 2 episodes of Xena is I really like the story. There's aspects to it and that I find intriguing, and why else did I want to direct it? You know what? It was kind of a last chance. I love the show Xena. It felt like the right thing for me to do, and so I took over the directorial reins. There was a couple people who I called and said, "Are you available?" And they said no. And when the people I really would have trusted this story to turned out not to be available, I moved on. And chakram. It does take my mind off watching the whole thing go away because I'm just worried about getting it shot and in the can. So I don't have time to bemoan the fact that this is the final 2 episodes of Xena.
It's a very curious experience for all of us to end 6 years of this really intense family atmosphere that we've had. Having been on a treadmill of producing a show like this for so long, I always joked that I was going to need to be rehabilitated after this back into normal society, and I really think that's true now. It's hard for everybody. I thought that in the last week that I'd be feeling euphoric and sentimental, and in fact we're all working harder than ever before.
Here we go.
But I don't believe that the fact that the show is ending has really hit me. I think it'll take a couple months once the show's over for me to say, oh, where are all my friends and where's this beautiful relationship between Xena and Gabrielle that I've been living for 6 years? Where's that gone? But it'll be all right. I'll miss my character. My character has just developed into this spunky little creature. And I'll miss working with the crew members here. We have developed such a family that it'll be quite sad, actually. Now we're talking about it, it seems more real. Strange, yeah.
I think more than anything else, I'm going to miss these people. I'll miss the character. I'll miss the quality of the relationships that we have on this show, because it's challenging. It's always challenging acting for us. I won't miss getting up in the morning fighting. I won't miss... I was about to say I won't miss stunt fighting because I've just hated and feared it from day one, but I think I will actually. I think I will miss that.
Yeah, just your forehand.
Okay.
And here we go, coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, then turn.
I'm also going to miss playing with all the weapons. The art department have made the most bizarre instruments for us to amuse ourselves with, so I'll miss that.
Every show has to end sometime, but there's you can sense people's unease with this huge change that's about to occur. Not everybody perceives it as a freedom. We're leaving something that was, if not comfortable, was at least, it certainly was never comfortable, I can't say that, but our lives were mapped out for us, and now they're not at all. And it's very interesting to me to see what that does to the psyche of the individual and the group. Yeah, it's going to be very, very sad.
Out of the way, please.
Firebomb. They're gonna burn her Gucci to the ground. We gotta do something about it, Gabrielle. Okay. Water talk. We gotta release the water from the tunnels, right? Do we exit?
When I dialogue, how would you do it, Gabrielle?
Okay, Gabrielle, tell me, how would you do it?
Well, I once saw this
Here's the truth, sir. I'm going to have
how would you do it? Well, it's too cold to go through the streets, Xena, but...
We gotta release the water from the tower. Gabrielle, what would you do?
I saw these acrobats. They used to...
Show me, Gabrielle.
I believe after playing Gabrielle for 6 years, I've become a more determined individual. I can appreciate varying opinions, but I'm much more confident within myself to hold my ground. I'm sure that comes from playing Gabrielle.
Xena, you don't have to do this. I understand why you would never want to teach me the pinch.
No, today more than ever. I want you to know what I know. Please.
People ask me what I admire about Xena, what characteristics she has, but I don't see Xena as a separate identity. When I put that outfit on and when the camera's rolling, I just go and be her, and I've never analysed it. It seems to me too big, and if I was able to describe it, I would be hemming her in. So I'm just not that kind of an actress. I can't even answer those questions.
Firebombs! They're gonna burn Higuchi to the ground. We've gotta release the water from the water tower. Gabrielle, what would you do?
The streets are too crowded to go through there, but... What? I saw these acrobats. Gabrielle.
Please. Come out, Lucy and Renee, thank you. Tell Slate, part 1, D31, take 1, marking A camera. That was good.
I have learned since I've been playing Gabrielle how to kickbox, how to use various martial art weapons, and I'm constantly amazed how strenuous this job is. I thought that Gabrielle would be the poet, the walking, behind the horse, and behind the back of my mind, I always hoped that I'd be able to use a weapon, but I had no idea how hard the work would be in training and also carrying it on screen.
Listen not just to the sounds, but to what's behind the sounds.
This role's been incredibly physically demanding, but it's forced me to get in shape. And 2 kids later, I feel like I'm in better shape than I've ever been, and it just demands that you keep fit.
I believe that women should be strong, and I've always believed that, but in a physical way where your mental and physical shape is balanced with each other, that you have a peace of mind and confidence in yourself as a whole. And I've learned that from playing Gabrielle and from being around Lucy. Lucy's been amazing. She's just such an inspiring woman by being able to balance a career and motherhood at the same time, and yet come across and make a decision to change her body in a certain way.
Gabrielle, before we reach Joppa, I should tell you everything that happened there last time.
Just recently we had we have a fight in the Japan episodes where they've staged it on these boulders, and Gabrielle again is up against quite a formidable opponent. And not to mention the fact that I happen to be 3.5 months pregnant. I'm, a little off balance at the moment. I had a hard time trying to balance on the rocks, but she's still determined, as Gabrielle will be, to get it all right and to get every move perfectly in sync with the choreography.
And background action, and action! And cutting. Tail slate. Reset, please. Go again.
Got it.
Done the same action again.
You know what?
Over here,
Here's what I
please.
need. Now I got it wide. I need Dana to tighten up.
Part 2, 22 Delta, take 1.
The interesting thing about Xena is it's on here in New Zealand 2 years after the fact right now. So they're running midway through season 4 here in New Zealand. So it's a great barometer to how good or bad an episode was, because you see them down here and it's 2 years after the fact. You go, hey, that was really great. Or you see something and go, that was really a turkey.
And background and action!
I seldom watch the show. I'll watch old ones when they come on. My husband loves watching them.
Most of them I've been pretty happy with, and you can see season 5 on Saturday night and season 4 on Tuesday night.
So he'll watch all of his old shows, and by the time they make it to the air, I've probably seen them in bits, with looping and such, where you go in and replace dialogue that was lost.
And cutting.
Cut!
Yep.
Restarted.
Okay.
Tail slate part 2, 22 Delta, take 4, marking A camera is off speed as 50 frames per second.
I'll watch them and I just laugh and laugh, because I can remember all the events that happened off screen, and I get carried away into the stories now because it's just far enough away that I have maybe forgotten the arc of the plot. And so I'm loving them all in a fresh way.
Those are tail flakes for part 1, G31 Alpha. Take 1.
I always enjoy doing the comedies. I enjoy the process. You laugh a lot. Somehow there's less pressure on you, and I'm a natural clown. I enjoy that environment. But if I was picking my favorite episodes for the quality of the product itself, of the episode, it would probably be one of the ones that I hated doing at the time, that was so incredibly difficult. But the ones that kill you are always the great ones.
Okay, right to the wrong here and right.
So it's beat looking around, taking us in, and then
Because I'm rolling off speed, it's already got that.
Cindy, once we've talked this through, thank you.
Okay, guys.
Dream, just step off the
Somebody
step.
break the
I'll
rock
bring you in a
out,
minute.
please.
Roll. Have we changed the action here?
No, we have not.
Okay, can I step them off and I can step the plane?
You can, and
We'll clean this up. Okay, you can step off, guys.
Fire bombs. They can burn. They're going to burn her Gucci too.
Let's finish the rehearsal, please.
Burn Gucci too. We gotta release the water. Where's the tower? Eyeline to the tower.
Eyeline to the tower is slightly, no, the other side.
We've got to release the water from the tower. Gabrielle, what would you do?
When are you going to pull that down?
I honestly do not know what's next for me after Xena. I've got this fantasy of living a simpler life. and, or running away and riding ponies and just being with my kids. But I suspect that a simpler life is not going to happen for me. There's a strike looming of writers and actors in America, so that, of course, will affect me as it does everybody else. And I think I'm going to be forced to find other creative outlets. But it'll be lovely to spend time with my family and to get to know one another without having the show driving our lives and our lifestyles.
You know, I've always loved television, and I don't think that's going to change. I'm going to take a short break with my wife, spend time with the family, do a little traveling, and then probably start something new. There's a couple of projects that I've been kicking around, and once I get a chance to catch my breath, I'll start putting them on paper. So, no, I plan to stay in television. The lure of features is always out there, but for right now, I plan to stay in television.
2, 3, 4, and I'm turning this way. So after every 4, I'm doing the spin.
Yeah.
So these guys know when to come in.
Side, up.
Yeah.
Spin.
Yeah. So.
I'll just tell you what this is. This is, we've got all the real wild stuff. This is the big wide ballet. So I'm going to be scrolling on you at 72 frames through these guys. And then I cut into that stuff we did before, rolling at like 21, and shit flying everywhere. Then cut back out.
Oh, that's cool. All right, let's do that.
I believe in the future I want to continue my acting career, and I would like to pursue the directing on my own scale with short films. But in the immediate future, all I can think about is just how to survive for the next 6.5 months and become a mother. Lucy told me that when you become pregnant, suddenly nothing else matters in the world. You're in this blissful state, and it has happened to me. Yep. All I can think about is this little person inside me and how to remember every day that I'm on Xena and remember where we both were.
Thank you, my dear. Okay, who's missing a soft sword that they gave it to Lucy? I would like one. Okay, make sure someone else has that thing. Well, no, that was my sword. Who's missing a sword?
We've made some truly great television. I think some people might not know that. They might dismiss it as a goofy, action, cartoony show. And it is all those things. We're not ashamed of that in the least. But sometimes I believe that these people here have achieved some sort of collective brilliance.
Okay.
I have a Gabrielle staff at home, that I keep by my door in case I ever need it in the future. And I might take a couple of sais with me as well. And then of course is the Gabrielle outfit, the many stages of her growth. So yeah, I'd like to have something that I can take home and one day show my grandchildren and say, I could fit into this. You know, here, try it on.
Yeah, that was me.
1, 2.
On the last day of filming, I am walking out of there with my Xena garb on. There's no way I'm taking that off. It's mine. I've just gotten very attached to it. It'll be for the grandchildren, you know. I don't even know if they'll care, but I suspect they will. You know, if Xena's made it this long, I think it'll live on forever in reruns. I hope.
I will probably bring them to New Zealand one day and show them a pasture that has absolutely nothing on it, or maybe a few homes. And I'll say, well, there was a castle over there, and we had a lagoon built on this side, and try to describe to them the adventures that we shared off screen, as well as showing them on screen. Yeah.
Frank.
I was a beauty, kids. I was gorgeous.
Yeah, good one, Grandma. Is she on about that Xena thing?
You know, it's weird. What I'll tell my grandchildren about this experience is that I always liked the idea of a female superhero and could never really figure out how to do it. And finally, when I knew what to do, I pursued that idea, and it led me ultimately to the show I wanted to do. So it was a labor of love in some convoluted fashion that led me to doing Xena, because I always wanted to do a show like this. So I'll tell them to follow their dreams.
Just let this thin a bit, we'll go again, thank you. Here we go. And how was the match of the boom job?
Pretty darn good.
Okay. Stand by. Right, Liz?
I think so. I'm off. My mark's gone though. Okay.
Tonight was this, you right
Okay.
frame, guys?
Yep.
The vibes are right?
I can't see me anymore.
We'll just let it clear for a second.
Learned a lot about life, and I've learned a lot about generosity and responsibility, and when you've got a lot of people counting on you, you better take it seriously. You know, there's no sick days, there's nothing like that.
There's no apologies ever for women nowadays. We can do whatever we want, and I believe that's what Xena and Gabrielle have shown, that you set your own goals and you use your own determination and will to keep your values and live life.
Right, Liz, here we go. Set and action.
You know, sometimes I get one of those phew moments where you think, what if, you know, what if it hadn't happened? Who would I be? Where would I be now? It's really given me everything. Everything.
You know, where I'm headed, there will be trouble.
I know.
Then why would you want to go into that with me?
That's what friends do. They stand by each other when there's trouble.
See how calm the surface of the water is? That was me once. And then... the water ripples and churns.
But if we sit here long enough, it will go back to being still again. Go back to being calm.
If there is a reason for our travels together, it's because I had to learn from you.
I love you, Xena. How am I supposed to go on without you?
You've always said that I was the brave one. Look at you now.